how has the work on this book and on these spirituals as an art project affected you personally and spiritually?
I think it has convicted me personally about my my insensitivity to the pain of African American culture in our country, and it's the more I've delved into it, the more uncomfortable it's been. The only one way I can give as a comparison for people is my wife and I lived in Japan for 3 years, many years ago, and during that time, we visited the Holocaust. No, I'm sorry, not Holocaust, but museum in Hiroshima, which depicted the horror of the atomic bomb. And when we were in there, we just sort of wanted to disappear because it was just awful to be Americans and realize that we had caused this terrible pain for these people. And I think that's a little bit what happened to me. The more I got into this project and delved more into the history, the more I realized, oh, my people, my ancestors were a part of this, and how terrible that. So that remorse and that I wanting to repent corporately for what happened in the past, and then I think in a much more positive note, I just want to say that I've really come to love and appreciate more African American culture, and I need to say that part of that has been somewhat imposed on me because our daughter and her husband, and interestingly enough, our oldest son and his wife as well, work in a ministry together in inner city St. Louis. And so when we go to visit some of our grandkids, we're going into the hood of St. Louis, and we're experiencing a ministry of racial reconciliation there. And it was very difficult at first, but it's an important part of what we've become, because we've come to recognize that now we have more African American friends just because we've interacted with them and their neighbors and their church, and I realize that I'm a richer person for having been willing to delve into that.
Now, what about how it's impacted your relationship with your African American grandchildren?
Well, I think that one of my favorite things now that their age ranges are, let's see, I think they are 10, 7, and 5 years old now, and so we've had years together now, and I just enjoy the fact that I don't think about them being different from me. I mean, that's not true. I do, but it's not at the top of my thoughts the way it used to be. And that's, to me, that's just a great step forward for me, that I love them.
I think I love that answer, and because you speak of a level of comfort and relaxation and confidence about your relationship with them that is, says to the rest of us that we can get there too. Cross-culturally, we can get there too.
Yeah.
And,
good.
And wouldn't it be wonderful if this book helps people to do that?
Oh, yes, and I recognize that. I think that a lot of this, whatever problems still exist in our country, they may be more from my age and older. I'd like to think that it seems to me that younger people seem to be more embracing of each other in our country today. But I don't know. Maybe that isn't true. But I agree with you. That's why a big part of why we wanted to do this book
well,
is to bring people together.
Yes.